So now just stepping back and looking at the bigger picture now, looking at boxing, at least looking at this niche of combat sports, is this what boxing has now become? Because I see it as this sort of Jake Paul hype train. But he's now had 3 successive boxing fights. There's a hype train that seems to be started, and now this third fight is only added to the hype train to keep the hype train going. And now the Jake Paul is now calling other fighters from the mixed martial arts. He's called out Nate Diaz. Well, I say he's called them out. He's disrespected them as well. He has called out Nate Diaz. He's called out DC Cormier. DC Cormier actually reacted to Jake Paul when he kind of called out Tyron Woodley, who actually went backstage to meet Jake Paul's team. You can even call them his yes man. And DC Cormier didn't like how I forgot the name of the other boxer who was there with Jake Paul, but he didn't take too kindly to how one of those boxers there, is it J. Leon Love or something like that, he didn't like how that guy had disrespected Tyron Woodley, who's quite an accomplished mixed martial artist in his field. He's quite successful. He's done achieved quite a lot, even though currently things aren't looking so good for him in the UFC. He's lost quite a few of his most recent fights, and I think they are looking to cut him. I'm not sure if they've done that already. But yeah, things are not looking so good for him. But in comparison to Jake Paul, of course, Tyron Woodley has done far more in combat sports than Jake Paul. I mean, Jake Paul's just had 3 fights, and those 3 fights, now coming on to my next point, those 3 fights are against people who are not really professional boxers. They're not proper boxers. In the case of Ben Askren, even though he's a professional combat sports athlete, he's not very good with his hands. He can't really box. His striking is pretty lousy.